And here we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem Turtles in full effect. Ah, dang, hang on a second. Bear with me, this will just take a moment. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Cooking with ooze. I know people have some trepidations about this, new iteration of the Turtles, but you got to admit, this is a good looking brotherhood right here. I think they've done a great job of capturing the vibe of the new film, because you got to admit, that animation style is kind of difficult to recreate in plastic. So I'm finding that the sculpt and deco on these guys is just sublime. And they also have done a really good job of picking up little sort of, tidbits from other Turtles along the way. So, they've got the labeled buckle, which is very original Turtles. We've got the broken shell, which has become a very, very Raph thing to do. Apparently Donnie just is always in glasses now, which I'm on board with. That's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with having greater distinction from turtle to turtle. I also think what's really good about these is the amount of paint apps that we've got. So all of them have silver picked out in their belts for the, the buckles. They've got the colored letter. They've then also put in, to make it feel more like, the animation style, we have all of their facial features picked out in black, which does a fantastic job, in my opinion, of recreating and capturing some of that on-screen feel and mutant mayhem appeal. They also do that thing I love where each turtle is a slightly different shade of green. Big fan of that. Little shurikens there. They're just really quite tasty looking turtles. And I don't know that there's any part sharing between them. They're all different heights, different builds. They feel very much their own turtles. Even the shape of their abdomen armor, the front half of their shell, is a slightly different shape. There's a lot to distinguish these turtles beyond just the color of their bandanas and wraps. So in terms of articulation, all of their heads are on a bit of a ball joint. Depending on each turtle sculpt, you can get a little bit of different movement out of that. They've got like a universal at the shoulder with a really good range of articulation out of that. Universal at the elbow, sort of, like the bend and a swivel. It is hindered slightly by the pads, but you can still get some pretty good dynamic shapes out of that. Then the wrist is just a swivel. I would have liked if that had been a universal as well, for some slightly more dynamic shapes, some more radical ninja action, but it does the job. No waist swivel, which is, a pretty standard fare for most basic level turtles. It's not like they're Super 7 or NECA or anything like that. They have universal at the hip, which you can get a reasonable amount of forward out of, not a lot of back because of the sculpt of their shells, but that's also okay. Universal at the knee, which again, you can get a little bit of range out of, but it is sat inside the knee pads, which for, overall look, I don't mind. I don't mind that. You can still throw, some ninja-esque shapes, and then they always look nice and crisp and clean, whatever pose you've got them in. And then one thing that I do think is a little bit of a shame, just a swivel at the ankle. I would have really liked if that had at least had some back and forward tilt on it as well, because it does mean that they're a little bit difficult to get to stand. You are going to have to, have the patience of a ninja to be able to make that happen for you. So whilst there have been more posable turtles in the past, I do think that these are doing a pretty good job while still looking super cool. There's just an element of crispness. I think it's, the black shading and the amount of paint apps they've got, but they just feel so incredibly crisp. Accessory-wise, they all come with their signature weapons, much as one might expect. Sais for Raph, bow staff for Donnie, chucks for Mikey, and katanas for Leo. And as one might expect, they have their totally awesome belt-mounted weapon storage as well. Also, it just wouldn't be the Ninja Turtles if they didn't also come with a weapons rack sprued to the nines with extra arsenal. So Donnie's got a piece of pizza, a throwing star, ooze canister, and a bladed bow staff and a segmented bow staff. Leo gets a short knife, throwing star, pizza, ooze canister, and a selection of kunai. Raph comes with a couple of throwing stars and those cool hooky ninja things, as well as a single ratty looking kunai, ooze, and pizza. Mikey comes with a couple of throwing stars, some pizza, a couple of microphone nunchucks, which I hope features in the actual film, as one of his cool hooked grapples. Donnie is probably the most kitted out, because as well as having this second belt and his glasses, he also came with a set of headphones, which, don't really want to stay on his noggin. It's probably that having no ears thing. Boop. Ninja action headphones. And this time round, as you saw at the top, they also came with a super cute baby turtle. I think I'm going to leave them on the rack because, you know, they're just cooler like that. Then hopefully soon I'll be able to display them in the new Sewer Lair playset. Let's do some comparisons with turtles of yesteryear, shall we? So we've got Mikey with this Mikey. Jesus, these haven't aged well, have they? An upcoming movie star with the original movie star. Woof. A new Donnie favourite with an old school Donnie favourite. Why is he so angry? And a hot take Raph with a controversial take Raph. Ooh, you upset a lot of people, but I thought you were pretty damn cool. So on the whole, I gotta say, I'm really impressed by this new set of turtles. And I'm also really liking what I've seen in the trailers so far. I know that TMNT fans have a little bit of a history of really not liking when the formula is played with at all. But as a big Transformers guy, I'm really used to them messing with what you know as Transformers. And more often than not, a hot take is often a good take. And if nothing else, right, it doesn't mean the original Turtles don't exist. This is just something else, something on top. So be sure to let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about this new iteration of the Turtles. Have you got these figures yet? Are you gonna get them? How you feeling? Hit me up, I wanna know. And let's get ninjutsu nerdy with it. Catch!